Good evening. This is Solar Solace Farm. It's the 2nd of June. We've been having this ongoing issue here. This is the spring ditch, what I irrigate probably 3/4 or more of my fields with. And anyways, I'm having problems with muskrats here, or even gophers. I think mostly muskrats. If you see this area here, water's just, I've plugged it off a little bit, so I'm going to go on the back side of this head gate and see if I've still got a bunch of water coming, but it's just flooding my bottom pastures. As you can see, kind of get my light so that you can see here, there's not any water coming through the gate at all because the water's not even high enough to go through the gate that's in the ditch, but it's finding its way through that hole that muskrat's made, and it's coming around on this back side. And as you can see, it's quite a stream that we got coming right out of there. And so because I've dealt with this in the past and shoved a bag in there, I know that I found the hole when the canal was clear full, which isn't ideal. This is the ideal time to find the hole, but this is where it's at. You just saw what that flow looked like. So I'm gonna actually, it's hard here, but I got this. Sometimes you use things dual purposefully here on the farm, and I kind of like buying this kind of chicken feed. This is what I use. It's range in quality poultry feed. It's went up by like $2 a bag in a month, or in a less than a year. So anyways, but it's just a 16% lay pellet, and I like the size of the pellets because they're not huge, but I'm going to put that in there and let that soggy up just a little bit because I need a blunt end more than this pokey end. But there's some mud here. It's just deep as can be because it just built up. So you can see my boots getting kind of close to having it over top it. But what I want to do is just try to get that hole full, obviously, of some kind of water stopper, and then you hope that sediment will build up around it, just like what's built up. See how that water going through there has eroded that? But you just keep shoving these bags. The reason I like these bags, once I pulled the string off of that on both ends, that bag's biodegradable. And I use these a ton for like shutting my head gates off, because I just wish I had a more blunt, because now that it's starting to soggy up, it's just poking holes. But I've got some sacks in there. I had some stuffing from I had some paper from like a packing, some people use paper, but that's from a couple of years ago, plugging one. That's concrete. That I used some gunny sacks when my dad was still alive. Those are gunny sacks, but I don't like those as well because it's plastic. But I come over here now, kind of in the ditch, and I try to rinse my boots off so I don't have so much mud. And then jump up onto this piece of wood here. I'm gonna toss that right over there. Sorry, bear with me here. Come on a scavenger or a little adventure here to, oh look, there's another biodegradable, some more carbon. Well, you can see that water's muddy now, so you know that I had a little bit of mud there. So I'm gonna have to get some more paper or cardboard and come back and keep shoving it in that area, because that is the area. But that slowed it down somewhat, and so for tonight I'll probably call that good, just because it's 10:45. But anyways, that's kind of what I was down at the house earlier getting some flooring in place. Had to find a tool since we're so scattered since moving. We're getting really tight, man. If you if you have suspense when you're watching a really suspenseful movie, oh, there's the plastic that I used before. I don't like plastic though, because it doesn't biodegrade. But anyways, try having a house that you're up against your loan limit and you can't borrow anymore, and you're up against your 2-year extension. Boy, it's stressed like nobody's business. Who the heck did that? I thought I pulled that. I would have never left those off my plastic because the wind blows here. You want at least one of those on that so that that doesn't blow away. That's what I use. These are my dam. I slide these in them slots right there. So I got 4 boards up there, and then I take this and put it out front there, and that's keeps most of the water from going down. But you can see that big hole right there that's been eaten out by the water and the roots of that Reed's canary. It's exposed. So, and in the springtime, this is what you dig out, are these tumbleweeds, to keep the water moving so it don't overtop, because they'll get caught on that piece of wood there that I stood up on, and they'll dam the water up. And if you have no head gates, it just starts flushing over the low spots on your bank and just eating it away and eroding it. So these are some of the things you deal with when you're, you know, irrigating in the West again. It's can sometimes be a pain, but I wouldn't change it. I was listening to Mr. Judy today, and he was talking about ticks crawling up his back, and I'll take mosquitoes. He's got those too, but I'll take what we have here in the West 100 times over and irrigate 100 times over my back getting crawled on by ticks. I know that when you're back there, he says you just check yourself 3 times a day, and he recommended some stuff to use. But boy, I'd rather not be where they're thick. This field of hay needs to be cut or baled. It's ready to be baled. I had it cut, so there's never a dull moment. There's always something to do, but it's a life I wouldn't trade for anything. I'm tired out today from putting that flooring in yesterday, which today's Sunday, so it's a good day to take a rest. But anyways, thanks for coming along, and until next time, everybody have a good evening. This is Solar Solus Farms.